No copyright, not to be sexual, conventional, or anything to get my YouTube channel taken away from me. I do not own this video. It's from Laura in the Kitchen. I give all the credit to her and the people who help her. This is just my reaction and review towards her cooking video because I'm gonna start my season 3 where I watch cooking food videos, or I make food, or do stuff with food, or talk about different food, or try different food.
Like almost like a butternut squash Alfredo. It's delightful, and it's so easy. It really couldn't be any easier than what it is. I mean, it just takes a handful of ingredients. I've got some butternut squash here that I've diced pretty small. I also have a shallot that I've chopped. I've got some cheese tortellini. You can use tortellini of your choice. I've got some fresh sage, salt and pepper, some vegetable stock. You'll need a few additional ingredients at the very end.
It sounds like I could eat this. As long as the vegetable stock doesn't contain any chicken or meat in it. Take my garments to vegetable stock's usually all vegetarian. And since I eat cheese, I'm not vegan, I'm a dairy vegetarian, I think this would actually turn out pretty well. And yes, it is hard to be a vegetarian who has food allergies. But I was a vegetarian before I had food allergies. As a matter of fact, I don't really remember what most meats taste like. I know the smell because Jade and my grandparents eat it. And no, I'm not forcing her to be a vegetarian. I need to distance myself. She can make it herself. And if my doctor ever told me I had to eat meat or die, I don't know what I would do. I'm still be like one of those decisions. Okay, how old am I? How young am I? Did I do everything I want to do? Do I really give up on that? But you know. There's other, like my doctor actually wants me to try to eat more protein foods that are for vegetarians. So we got some chickpeas, some tofu to try. I don't know any good recipes for this stuff, but I'm gonna try. And maybe one day I'll make some for you for Food Day Sunday.
Along with some olive oil that I have heating in a large saucepan. So to that, I am going to add my butternut squash and my beautiful shallot.
What is shallot?
And this is over about medium-high heat, I'd say, because I just want to develop a little bit of color on my butternut squash and cook my shallot down. So this is going to take about, I would say, 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next step. This is looking good. Alrighty. Add in my vegetable stock. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to add in, make a mess while you add it. Add in a few leaves of fresh sage. I'm not even going to chop them because I don't want the flavor to be too intense. So I just like to drop them right in there. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. Turn it down to about medium-low. Let it simmer for about 30 minutes.
It looks kind of gross at first, but probably looks better when it's all officially done. Right now it has like different fall colors, so it's really a fall recipe. Interesting. It looks very unpleasant, but yet good looking.
Or until the butternut squash is super, super tender, and then we'll proceed to the next step. And we're that much closer to one of the most delicious things in the world. And I mean, it's like 5-6 ingredients, and you're done. My butternut squash has been cooking for about 25 minutes, and it's nice and soft. Now, at this point, I've taken out my sage leaves. They've done their job. They release their flavor. My soup smells fantastic. So now I am getting ready to, I'm going to add my tortellini. Now, these are dried. You can find them fresh. You can find them dried. I prefer the dry because I haven't found any brands fresh that I really love. And I love to use the 3-cheese tortellini. That's just my favorite, but you can use any kind that your heart desires. Make sure they are submerged.
I actually get a lot of Torino lore from an Italian place. I can't pronounce the name due to my dyslexia, but it is in Delaware next to like a karate place. It used to be next to a Gus's, but the Gus's shut down. It's actually a homemade Italian place. Their spaghetti is to die for, and the tortellini Aurora, oh my gosh. And when you eat inside, they are so nice. Like, they'll give you, like, bread, and they're very well friendly to kids. So, if you're ever in Delaware, you should go check it out. I don't know exact name, but it's, like, near Kmart, a little bit past the Giant, next to a karate place. I love it. And I love tortellini Aurora. Like, it's one of my... I like pasta, which is probably my biggest problem of why I gained so much weight, too. I'm a pasta person, and I've been trying to find, like, stuffed peppers and more stuff for like chickpeas and tofu and more vegetarian and vegan friendly food. Like vegan foods, even though I'm not a vegan, but like they don't have meat in them, and they're most likely food dye friendly because usually vegans don't eat certain things. Like I have lollipops that are food dye friendly because they're also vegan friendly and dairy friendly. So like a lot of the foods I eat doesn't have like a lot of, you know. Even if sometimes people do ask me, would you ever be a vegan? I don't know. It depends, because my food dye allergy can be hard, so I don't know if I could eat, like, certain cheeses. Like, they have fake cheese, and with my, I can't eat, I have to have, like, real cheese and real certain types of milk and drinks. Like, they have to be basically, like, probably the worst tasting, because they don't have any flavor or, like, much of anything. Like, cheese has to be, it can't be like those little package of cheese. They have to be like fresh or like in like a huge package, but cut up in fresh cheese, not like the yellow sharp cheddar that you get in like those little plastic clear things where you just unwrap and they're like completely authentic cheese. I have to have real cheese due to my food dye allergy. Because they put like a bunch of dyes in the fake cheese.
Liquid, and now I'm going to let this cook for 10 minutes or until the tortellini cooks all the way through. And every single one that every tortellini, like cooking time will vary depending on the brand. So make sure you just read
the
back of the box for the bag that it comes in.
And her shirts match. Like her eyeshadow kind of matches a little bit. Like it's kind of a little bit like dark, but not like it's like it's like a medium brown. And our shirt's like a navy, maybe not navy, like a dark blue, but not like a severely dark blue.
I'll tell you how long they need to cook for, but I know that mine take about 10 minutes. So while that happens, I'm going to get some heavy cream and lots of freshly grated Parmigiano, and then we'll be ready to put the whole thing together. Now this looks exactly how I wanted to. All that stock has been like, all that vegetable broth was soaking up by the tortellini. And now,
actually looks
what
delicious.
You've got is kind of like a cream sauce because all that butternut squash kind of like cooked down, and it's now, I mean, it's kind of like a puree. You don't even have to puree it. To that, I want to first season it with some salt and pepper, and make sure I tasted my butternut squash before, because different stocks have different levels of salt, so you want to make sure you don't oversalt it. And now to this, I'm going to just add a little bit of heavy cream, not much, but a quarter cup, and then some freshly grated Parmigiano. Give this a real...
Oh, they say Parmigiano. We say Parmesan.
Really good stir, and that's what makes it almost into like an Alfredo sauce. It's just phenomenal. And then what I'm going to do, and this is kind of like... not really the secret, but it just makes it, I don't know, it's almost like an extra ingredient, and it is to turn it off and cover it for 5 minutes. And then you will see how just like delightful, gorgeous, gooey, sticky it is, and then we'll be ready to serve it. So excited, I'm tongue twisted. 5 minutes later, oh, I mean, it's just gorgeous, and it smells phenomenal. Now, my favorite tortellini, flavor-wise...
The honey cream, I don't know if I can eat. It depends if I make it myself or if they don't have food dye in it. Because I can eat honey, but I can't eat stuff with food dye, obviously. Like, for the 100th time. But I love her kitchen. It's so bright and colorful, and I love the food she makes. It makes me so hungry to go bake something. But it's also 11:16 at night, and I would probably get yelled at or very, very confuse everyone. And Kevin would probably try to attack the stove again.
It's a 3 cheese. It just, I don't know. I like it. I like the 3 cheese, and I like the cheese and prosciutto ones. But by all means, you use your favorite. But the 3 cheese just really goes well. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's creamy and gorgeous. And when you go to serve this, make sure you add a little bit of fresh parsley on top for some green. I'm just a little bit impatient. If we've met, that you know that by now. It's just Jade and I for dinner, but if you were to serve this like for a dinner party or something, for like a get-together, whatever, put it in a nice, like a nice shallow platter, some fresh parsley on top, and it's just magnificent. It's delightful. It's so good. It's slightly sweet. I mean, it's just creamy. It's cheesy. The tortellini is cooked perfectly, if I do say so myself. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe. I hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Color of the fall, too.
I'll do one more. I know who I'll do. One of my other favorites, like the first person who I really watched on here, and I've always wanted to ask her. It's, of course, Nerdy Nummies. I'll do one Nerdy Nummies. Which one should I do? Pirates of the Caribbean Chicken Pot Pie. She does a lot, like, based on, like, different shows. And I love her. And I always asked her, do you know how to make a recipe with no food dye, no cinnamon, no cocoa, and no eggs, and still have it taste delicious? And I'm pretty sure she'll give me a 5 definition. A Sleeping Beauty cake. Whoa, that's a huge cake. How to make a brain. Apple store. Harry Potter love potion. How to make a motherboard cake. Shopkins cake. I've already seen that. I've seen like half of her videos. Oh, since it's donut day, let's do a giant Zootopia donut. Nerdy Nummies. Okay, I do not own this. This is from Roseanne Piscino. If I said her name wrong, I'm so sorry. I love you, and I did not mean to say her name wrong. My mouth and brain don't want to connect, and I love Nerdy Nummies. It's one of my favorite cooking shows on YouTube. She's like the first one I watched. And I'm not trying to copyright or offend her. All her credit goes to her and the people who work with her. I'm just doing a review and action on her. And since you know I already love her, you know, I usually have nothing bad to say about her. Like, I'm so jealous of the stuff she makes. I actually tried to make something she did, which was like a Lego cake for my stepdad. Actually came out okay for somebody who I had to wear a mask and gloves to really make it icing, but I did the best I could, and he actually really thought it looked cool, and I got it off of her, so thank you for the recipe. I love Nerdy Nummies. It's one of my favorites. I watch her, like, constantly. I watch her cooking, and then her, like, trying new videos, and her friends. I just love her. I even watched her in the Scream Queens TV series, back before Emma Roberts and the Scream Queens. But this was a Scream Queens TV series for actresses who want to be in horror movies. Okay, I'll be back in the next video.